Hi, my name is Chris and I am a solution advisor at SAP Brazil in the pre-sales team. This is the HANA Cloud Services Showcase, and now we are going to present the Data Warehouse Cloud component of the HANA Cloud Services. So let's remember our landscape. We are accessing on a remote computer from Brazil, connecting to the Data Warehouse Cloud instance provisioned in AWS in Europe, and we are going to use the data provisioning agent that was created in AWS to access the SQL Server or the HANA instances that are available in HANA Cloud. So now we're going to talk and present Data Warehouse Cloud on a business user and IT perspectives, and this is the video that we are recording. So first of all, we have this agent. As you can see here, we have an agent running, the agent DWC AWS, as you can see here. We also have another agent running in Azure, as you can see here. User sub data prov agent 0. So let's see if it's running here. Oh, sorry. Actually, we have another agent in the same machine. Is dataprov agent 2. Sorry, 1. Then you can see here we have an agent running with the server. BA, the agent AGTWC Azure. And if you come here in SAP Data Warehouse Cloud, we can see these two agents. So we are proving that we can connect to any cloud provider in any location, because this agent in AWS is in Europe and this one is in United States. So you can use multiple agents for connecting Data Warehouse Cloud. So Data Warehouse Cloud, we are today running over version 2020-10 in platform 11. And we can see here that first of all, we can look at the agents that are available. And in Data Warehouse Cloud, you have the security aspects. That's very comprehensive security roles and profiles. We can see here that we have a list of users. And if we're going to create a new one, you can put like a name here. And we have the roles. So we can see different roles, basically touching the BI or the OLAP features that we have. So these BI are based on SAC. The Data Warehouse profiles, administrator, integrator, modeler, and viewer. This is the ones that will be creating the contents. Predictive, and we can see here as well that you have the roles. You can see that also we have comprehensive roles for each user to be configured, and we can add new roles as well. We can see here that is a very rich type of definitions that we can use in terms of creating, reading, updating, deleting, executing, maintaining, sharing, managing. all of these features in the tool. So you can create powerful combinations, and everything that is every user that uses the tool generates a log for auditing. So everyone that connects and uses, you can see here, I logged in, succeeded in this date, I read, delete some information. You can see that I was navigating and everything is being logged. So that means it's a very secure, controlled, and governed environment. We can also see here in spaces that users with the authorizations for that can create new spaces. So I am configured as a data warehouse administrator in this tenant. So I'm going, sorry, before that, we can see here the information about spaces of this data warehouse tenant. And I'm going to create a new space. This space is like a sandbox, an area for a business user or for a business area to work and to play. So let's create here a DWC showcase space. So what we're going to do now is we're going to define the space, for example, 2 GB or 3 GB of disk plus 3 GB of in-memory. I can set here the priority of this space compared to others, so let's keep it in the middle. And we can see here we can add users. So in this case I will add myself, but I could add other users that would be able to see all the content that I'm developing. So now we're going to create the remote connections. So when I add here, we can see that have many options like connecting to an ABAP system, for example, a BW for HANA or a BW on HANA, or even a BW on a classic database. Here we can connect to an on-premise or cloud HANA instance. Here SQL Server, in our case it will be the Azure SQL Server, generic or data or Oracle. So let's start with the HANA system. We are going to connect to this system here. Our showcase SAP instance with all the objects. Use the same name here. And define agent in AWS. So what it can do is copy the endpoint, inform the port. We don't validate certificate, and the user is SAP admin. Put the password. And now, yes, you can see here that you are connecting to the system. Successfully connected. So we connected to this system. Now we are going to connect to the Azure SQL Server as well. So portal.azure.com. So now we are connected to the Azure portal, and you can see here we have the SQL Server. It can go to query editor, for example. And you see we have a table here. We can see the top 1,000 records, they're here. So we are going to get the definitions of the server. Here. And we add the server here. Server. In this case, this SQL Server is in US, so I use the agent in Azure that is in US, for example. Then I put the server information, SQL Server. And SAP HANA. No. Let me remember the user. HANA Showcase. And then we can try this connection, and it should connect successfully. Yes, we're fine. So now we can go to the data builder. Data builder, you can see here we have two sources, Showcase and the SQL Server. So for example, if you want to bring an information from SQL Server, which sits in Azure, a cloud solution, we can just click and drag this table here. We can put something like this, SQL Server Azure. So you know that this table is sitting there. And now the definition is imported to Data Warehouse Cloud. And what we can do is the following. For example, we can come here in the columns and see they are imported. And we also, for example, click here to preview data, and Data Warehouse Cloud connects and brings this data from SQL Server in Azure and provides the result set here in Data Warehouse Cloud, which we can deploy. Can save it and use this name, for example, view tag in SQL Server Azure. This is only a very simple example. We can, for example, allow consumption, so any external tool can connect here. You can see here the definition is a remote table in SQL Server, and what you can do here is start defining some business information. For example, I can say this is a key and this is the transaction ID, as you can put here, and this is the transaction tag. And I can explain here a transaction tag enriches a credit card transaction information. So here users, mainly business users, should enrich with business purpose. For example, tags, business card code, for example, Chris, responsible team. Let's say that is finance, and tags, for example, tag, card transaction, and others. With that, you can deploy. And you can see that it's very easy to consume this data, which is sitting in a different technology, in a different cloud, in a different location. So if you come back here, we can see that all the objects that we have in the HANA Cloud instance, tables and views, we'll see that they're all available to be consumed here. Any of the tables or the views, and you can see here that you are able to consume the Excel files defined in the HANA Cloud SDA, the HANA Data Lake tables, the SQL Server table, and the other credit card transactions which is sitting in the remote table for that HANA Cloud instance. So for example, we can come here and create a new graphical view. Let's say now we want to explore, let's create a definition here. So what I do is the following. I would join the card transactions table with 100 million rows. So let's put here card transactions. In HANA Cloud. And what you can do is the following. We'll bring the SQL Server tag with another million rows which sits in SQL Server, and we will join with this table. But let's remember that this tag is being solved with SDA, which is sitting in the HANA Cloud instance. So we say this is the tag SQL Server HANA Cloud. You can see we can do this join very easily here in Data House Cloud. Then we go to the join, we link the keys, as you can see here. We define the type of join, and here we, for example, we save to give some name to this. Let's say it's this view transactions tag in HANA Cloud. And so again, here we can define that this will be a analytical data set, because we have two metrics here. We have the amount and the fee as measures. We will allow consumption of this content by external tools or SAC, or for example here the story builder. And we can also enrich here like transaction ID with the business descriptions, transaction date, and etc. We can do the same here with the metrics. Once you have defined it one time, it will be reused for all other objects. So it's transaction amount and transaction fee. To deploy that, we can see it's very easy, it's very quick. And then if we click in the view, after a few seconds you can see that Data Warehouse Cloud is joining the 100 million rows fact table, and then reaching with information coming from the SQL Server in Azure, in other cloud, in other continent. In a few seconds we have the result set here. We can see that have this new field and this new text. So this was another demonstration. Now what you can do is the following. We'll create a new graphical view, and what we're going to do is we're going to create a view with information about the Excel file with 12,000 lines. So you can use like Excel, this is text, Excel, and HANA Cloud. And then you can, for example, easily, if you click in the preview content, HANA Cloud is going to that Excel file, and we can see here all the information sitting in the Excel file. So you can mix, let's see here, you can mix this Excel file with other tables. For example, we have transaction ID here, right? So we can bring the transaction table. Let's come here, card transactions. We can join, and we use the same key here, transaction ID with transaction ID. And maybe we can make this even a little bit more complex. We can again come and bring the SQL Server tag. And now we have here HANA, Excel, let's fetch this join. We have HANA, SQL Server, and Excel, all of them joining, and you can get here the result set also. You'll see that even after mixing this lot of different technologies very easily, even like this, results takes some seconds, and you have the answers here. So you can save this. You can see here the result set as transactions, tag, and text in HANA Cloud. And it's very interesting. For example, we can come here and say that this is also, let's come here, can enrich with information here, say that we can allow consumption. This is an analytical data set, and we have here amount as measure, fee as measure, and we have here all the information about the Excel file, these 4 columns. So when we deploy it, and now we're going to create the last one, the last example, which is creating a view, more complex view, that brings all the transactions start transactions. Let's see, calculation view. So this is the calculation view that has the fact linked with all the dimensions. So I have the star here, and we'll define the view. So we can define here all of the business. Always we can define the business definitions and for the objects as well. So this is an analytical data set, and we'll see that we have here 2 metrics, city amount, which is a measure. In this case, I think we have only this measure. And then we can save it, like a view, transactions, tag and tags from the Excel file, etc. Okay. Now it's deploying. Now what we're going to do is we have created all of these contents. We have to explore them in the data builder. So let's create in story. We will start, for example, with one interesting, which is the view transactions tag and task. Tag and tags. So we have here information from HANA, SQL Server, and Excel. So we add a measure, CT amount. So it will take a few seconds and we have the information about the total amount here. So let's wait for a few seconds. So we have here. And now we can see that for dimensions we have other information. And for example, information about tags. Let's see. I don't remember what this column is. So let's wait for the result set. We can see it's for this large amount of records is pretty fast. Let's use the tax information. And we can also bring here information about tag. We can see here, look. I think this is the description of the tag, the tags. So now we have information from HANA and Excel, UF. And now we bring the tag. So very easy, very good performance. We can see that we are mixing data from different sources, and DWC is very easy and integrated to use. You can see here we have the demo tag. So the other example that you can use, let's see here, is we explore the card start transactions. Is this one. And again, we can see that the join is solved between HANA Cloud and SQL Server, and we still have a fast response, only a few seconds. We have here the value. Good. Now, what else do we have here? We have the business catalog. So every content that is created is stored here in this corporate business catalog, and as richer the information that we inform in each of the objects. For example, here I was putting some information. So we can see here, we can see the lineage for how this view was created. We can search by tag. You can see here, we can put some tags like tag, and everything that has tag returns here. I can put transaction, I can put amount. So it's very powerful tool for controlling the corporate assets that you have in your company. And with that, we come to the end of this presentation. Thank you for your attention and see you in the next video. Bye bye.